One thing I love about my gaming hobby is doing research on developers. Looking back, it's pretty cool seeing the humble beginnings of many of the juggernauts of gaming. Before they found their niche, many of them started out doing, well, the equivalent of throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. Because of this, many of their early games are more experimental or cover a wider range of genres. This results in a back catalog of some real gems, as well as a lot of weird, yet awesomely unique and obscure games. Today, we're looking at one such game. Hey there, this is Mega Blade J, and this is my review of Welcome House. Welcome House is an action-adventure game made by Gust and published by Imagineer Co. for the PS1 on February of 1996. While Gust and their Atelier series, I'm sorry, I still have no idea how to say this right. While Gust may be the more recognizable name, after doing some research, Imagineer Co. is no newbie when it comes to games. They've been around in some form since 1986 and specialized in publishing Western games in Japan. Some of their games they publish include Battle for Olympus on NES, the Game Boy version of Wet Tricks, and more recently, Fitness Boxing on the Switch. Welcome House's story is pretty simple. You play as a young man named Keaton. This might actually be a pretty cool reference to the silent movie star Buster Keaton. One day, he's invited over to his rich uncle's mansion for a visit. When he arrives, all the doors and windows lock. Now, the only way out is to explore his prank-loving uncle's mansion full of cartoonish booby traps and puzzles. Let's see. Holding someone against their will, physically and psychologically torturing them? Yeah, honestly, the whole thing sounds like a major lawsuit to me. And that's it for the story. For like 90% of the game, you're alone. Keaton does comment sometimes on the things he examines, but that's pretty much all you get for the plot. Also, the only cutscenes are in the beginning and end of the game. It's pretty obvious this was a budget title. The game controls and plays very similar to the original Resident Evil games. Like those games, Welcome House uses tank controls. The front and back directional buttons move you back and forward, while the left and right change which way you're facing. It also has the signature fixed camera angles that change as you move through the area. I was never a fan of this control setup, but after a while I got used to it. Except for running. To run, you need to hold the action button, then forward. But you can't be moving at all for it to work. So, if you're moving already, you have to wait for Keaton's animations to stop before you can run. Now, I know it doesn't sound that bad, but the animation takes a while to stop. When you're trying to hurry, it's very annoying, looks stupid, and I just never got used to it. The main gameplay loop is going from room to room, examining things, collecting items or keys, and then using them to open new doors to new areas to explore. The bulk of the puzzles are pretty simple, and I was able to figure out most of them on my own. Though I will admit, around the end of the game, I did have to look in a guide, as well as a few gameplay videos to find a few items I missed or how to solve a few obscure puzzles. Now, I'm not sure that's really the game's fault or the fact that I haven't played Resident Evil in so long. I forgot you can actually turn the items around and examine them to get new items and new descriptions. So that might be more on my part for forgetting you can do that. There are no enemies to fight, and as far as I can tell, you can't really die. It's a pretty simple game, and I think it was made for a younger audience. From what I understand, the version that I played was translated by AI. It's not perfect, and there is some odd word choices here and there, but I can understand what I need to do, and the game is playable to the end. It's kinda crazy how far and fast AI has evolved in the last few years. A bit too fast. Like I said before, there's not much of a story here. I would have really loved to learn more about Keaton's uncle and why he's so crazy and putting his nephew through all this crap. But besides that, and the few puzzles I got stuck on, the only other real negative is the fact that this game is just so darn short. I was able to get through it in around 4 hours. This game did well enough to get a sequel. It hasn't been translated yet of this review, but it looks like they made some improvements. Looking forward to playing that one in English as well. The game was only released in Japan, but there is an English translation online. A big thank you to Nikita600 for translating the game so we in the West can enjoy it. If you want a physical copy, it's pretty cheap right now and can be found for about $20 online. Overall, I had a fun time at Welcome House. Though it was short, it has a neat, cartoony sense of humor, some cool puzzles, and it was fun exploring the mansion. If you're looking for a short, not too hard puzzle game to spend a few hours with, I'd say give this game a try. Thanks for watching. This has been Mega Blade J. If you enjoyed the review, please leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more playthroughs, reviews, and more of my poor attempts to entertain you all. Thank you, and see y'all next mission.